Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and today we talk about the 2018 McLaren 600LT. Let's go! Before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. You literally could be watching anything else on YouTube, but you're here watching this with me, and I appreciate it more than you know. I haven't put out a lot of content lately because I'm getting ready to move my entire family from California to Texas, and it's been a little bit chaotic around here, so thank you for sticking with me, and thanks for tuning into this video. Alright, let's get into it. The first piece of information I want to give you is always the fastest engine, and for this 600LT, the fastest engine is the 591 horsepower 4.5 liter V8. I was able to run a 252 on Arian and a 240 on Sonic. That is insane. Those are very, very good times. Now, 240 on Sonic, that definitely could be better. I think I could run it a little bit better if I was to really practice it, but 252 on Arian suggests that this car is possibly one of the most underrated cars in the entire game. One of the things that I really like about this 600LT is that it has a very tight steering radius. This oftentimes makes the difference between some cars that can handle really, really well and cars that can't. But this one might be a little bit too tight. It causes the rear end to be super loose, and even if you turn the downforce up all the way, it handles okay, but it really struggles with grip. I think if this car didn't struggle with grip, it would be one of the fastest cars in the game. However, it does, and so it's just moderately fast. It's definitely faster than most of the cars. It is in the top 20 for its times, so this is something that just barely keeps this car from being one of the fastest cars in the game. Alright, let's get into the track build in its entirety. So, we've got that 591 horsepower 4.5 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts of course, Ultimate Dual Turbo 5x3 pound NOS. Then we've got the Super Track suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Track tires, Elite Plus clutch, Super Plus 6-speed gearbox, and the Super Track differential. You want track everything because it's too slippy and you need as much stickiness as possible. NOS refills and duration as always, and then on the steering sensitivity you would like -5, downforce +5. Traction control off and drift style on gas. Now you might be wondering, if I turn the traction control on, is that going to give me better grip? Yes, but it also limits your power, so this is not something I would recommend. Anyway, let's move on to the drag build. With this drag build, you're going to be able to run a 1.70 to 60 and an 8.67 quarter mile, which is pretty decent. It's respectable, but it's not anywhere near the top drag cars in the game. So with that being said, if you want to race your friends using this car, maybe they've built the same car and you can drag race together, okay. But if you're going to take this out against the fastest drag cars in the game, you're probably going to lose. But here is the full build anyway. We've got the 591 horsepower 4.5 liter V8, again, same engine parts, dual turbo, but I'd switch to the 1x15 pound NOS. This is better for drag racing. And then the Super Track suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Drag tires, Elite Plus clutch, Super Plus 6-speed gearbox, Super Track differential, NOS refills and duration, and then steering sensitivity -5, downforce -5, traction control off, and drift style on gas. Alright, moving on to the drift build. So the drift build was actually okay. It's not going to be like super good, but it's also not terrible either. It averages about 72,000 points on the drift section that's right outside the racetrack there. This is where I do all my testing. So I usually will run it a few times to get warmed up, and then I'll take the top 3 scores and average them together, and that's where I've got 72,000 on average. So that being said, it is okay. It still scores higher than a lot of cars, but there are a bunch of cars that score much higher. So if you want to take this out and drift it, go for it. This build will help you drift it, but it's just not the best. Now, that being said, here it is. So we've got that same 591 horsepower 4.5 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts, but this time we're going to change the boost option to an Ultimate Screw Supercharger. Now, if you want to leave it dual turbo, it will still work like that, but I feel like the Screw Supercharger just gives it a little bit more torque, and it feels like it keeps the wheels spinning a little bit easier. There's no like way for me to test this, but it just feels like it does, so I recommend the Screw Supercharger. And then we've got the 5x3 pound NOS, Super Showcase suspension, stock brakes, and the Super drift tires, Elite Plus clutch, Super 5-speed gearbox, and the Sport Drift differential. I've got NOS refills and duration, and then steering sensitivity +5, downforce -5, traction off, drift style on, gas. All right, lastly, let's take a look at the Offroad Build. Now, the Offroad Build was pretty good on HTV2, which is a tighter course. It has a lot more tighter turns, and it doesn't have as many longer straights. Rumble, on the other hand, has some longer straights, and it really tests the car's top speed on dirt. So, on HTV2, I ran a 150.4, and on Rumble, I ran a 315.7. Both times are pretty respectable, with a 150.4 being pretty good. I mean, that's like top 15, I would say. But I ranked these cars combined. So we take those two times, we put them together, and it's a 506.1, and that ranks it somewhere in the top 25. So it's okay. It's really not bad, but it's okay. You could definitely use it off-road if you wanted to. The off-road build starts with the 591 horsepower engine again, Ultimate Plus engine parts, dual turbo and 5x3 pound NOS, Super Rally suspension, Super brakes, Elite off-road tires, Elite Plus clutch, Super 5-speed gearbox, Super Rally differential, NOS refills and duration, and then steering sensitivity at 0, downforce at 5, and then traction control off, drift style on, gas. And with that, I'm going to end the video. I really appreciate everyone's support. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you guys have been absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to start my journey of doing this full time. I'm actually quitting my job here in just a few days, and then we're going to hit this super hard. We're going to run videos hopefully every day, but as many as I can crank out, we're going to do. And of course, if you don't know, we're definitely going to be covering the next Need for Speed title when it does come out. I can't wait for that as well. So anyway, hey, before I go, shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. If you want to see your name up here with the rest of these legends, all you have to do is click the join button below and become a Heat 5 member. By doing this, you'll be supporting the channel in ways you will not believe, and you get all kinds of sweet perks like members only streams and specific exclusive Discord channel access. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.